Hi, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Pickleball and Politics, where I combine my quest to stay out of the kitchen with my passion for politics. So thank you so much for joining me on my first episode of Pickleball and Politics. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is my first episode of Pickleball and Politics. As I said in the opening, where I'll be combining my passion for politics with my quest to stay out of the kitchen, because it is a quest to stay out of that kitchen. I thought the very first episode I'd kind of tell you a little bit about myself and how I got here to this pickleball and politics journey. I guess with the pickleball, it all started about 5 years ago. I was at an 80-year-old's birthday party, and it was a surprise birthday party. And when she came in and we started to talk and stuff, I said, "So what have you been doing in Marco Island all winter?" And she said, "I play pickleball." And I said, "What do you mean you play pickleball?" And she says, "I play pickleball." And I said, "What the heck is pickleball?" And so she told me what pickleball was, and she told me she plays every morning at 8 o'clock till 10, and then she goes back at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and she plays until 6. I said, "You're playing a game for 4 hours a day, every single day, every single day." I play pickleball. I play pickleball from 8 to 10 and from 4 to 6 every single day. I was like, wow, that's amazing. It must be a great, great sport. And she explained to me about the round robin, about how you put your paddle in the fence and everything that goes on with that. And I was like, well, wow. And she was like, yeah, you meet tons of new people. You tend to be playing with the same people most of the time, but people are coming in and out constantly in Florida. Some people are there for a week. Some people are there for a month. Some people are there all the time. So you get to play with different people all the time. And it's the greatest sport ever. And I thought, well, wow, it must be fantastic because she's playing it 4 hours a week. And so later that year, I'm driving around town and I saw my town put 4 pickleball courts in. And I was like, they put in 4 pickleball courts? Wow, that's amazing. What's this pickleball thing? So I saw that they were always giving lessons on the recreation department. I kept on trying to get in. And I'd be waitlisted and I would never come through. And I'd be waitlisted and I would never come through. So finally I got called and I had my first pickleball lesson. I didn't know anything really about pickleball. I didn't know what shoes you were supposed to wear, how you were supposed to dress, how people were. I wasn't sure if you were supposed to go there looking like you were playing tennis, like you were going to the gym, like you were taking a walk, what you were supposed to play like. So I showed up in just a pair of capris, some running sneakers like that you would walk in or whatever. Well, that was mistake number one. And I had my nice, cheap, that's important to say, cheap, like $40 paddle from Amazon. And so here I came, first lesson, 7 other fantastic, wonderful women, and a great, great coach. My first coach, oh, he was so great, God rest his soul. And so we played, and we were learning this, that, the other thing, and one of the ladies falls. And not only did she fall, she broke her wrist. And I thought, oh no, she broke her wrist. And a coach is like, this is something you never do. You never hurt yourself on the pickleball court because you can get injured in this game. And people think it's very benign and easy, but you can get injured. And then he went to tell us the countless stories of all of his different students who have succumbed to injury. So as we're leaving that day and hoping the woman we never saw again was okay, I'm talking to another woman in the parking lot, and she says, well, I won't be here next week because I'm having bunion surgery. And we all sort of looked at her and went, well, you probably won't be back at all. And she goes, no, the doctor told me I'll be back the week after that. Well, guess what? We never saw her either because we all knew she wasn't coming back from bunion surgery in a week. So it was just the 6 of us. And amazingly, I still play with all of those women. One is in Naples right now for the winter, but she'll be home soon. And she'll be playing with us too. And that will be great to have her back because we do miss her. I especially miss her because one of my biggest problems in pickleball, well, I have two big problems. The first big problem is I don't serve well. Actually, I should tell you right now, I should have a full disclosure. If you came here looking for tips on how to be a better pickleball player, you came to the wrong spot, let me tell you, because I might be worse than I was 3 years ago. Now, some people might argue that, but I don't feel like I've really improved at all. So if you came here to improve your game, I'm not going to be of any help to you at all. I am a solid 2.5, and I might get to 2.75 in 4 or 5 years, and that's fine. I will never be a 3. If I played pickleball like my friend down in Marco, 4 hours a day, I'll never be a 3. I just probably won't ever be a 3. So my serve is my biggest problem, and every single episode, I will probably be asking you how I can improve my serve because it's definitely the weakest part of my game. I also have one other problem. When I'm playing with this one woman, she loves to say the same thing the whole time she's playing with me. Will somebody tell me why Heidi's not up at the net? I tend to stay back a little bit, and I know after I serve or wherever we are on the court that I'm supposed to get up to that net, but I like to stay back and just boom the ball, and I know I'm not supposed to, and it's hard for me to get up to that net. So between my serve and only getting to the net about 50% of the time, I'm staying at that 2.5. So I still play with the same core group of women. I do play recreation. So if you're looking for any fancy league tips or anything else, again, you've come to the wrong place because that, again, is not me. I love pickleball, though. There isn't a day I don't think about pickleball. And I can honestly tell you, there isn't a day I don't think about politics either. They are my passions in life. And I love talking about both of them. All day long, I would talk about them. And I think about both all day long. So I like to say that I think my friends keep me around because I really can keep score. I can keep score. I know what the score is, and I know who was serving, and I know if they're 1 or 2. And I think that's only the reason why they haven't taken me off of the group text, because otherwise they have all gotten so good. But I guess I give some comedy relief on the court. I don't take it too serious. I don't think pickleball, especially at the recreation league, should be taken serious. Some people are smashing their rackets and kicking the net and all that. No. Life's tough enough. I don't need to be running the net and trying to punch it out. I just don't think pickleball's that serious. And that doesn't mean I don't take it serious and that I don't try, because I really, really do. But I know what it is, and it's just a game, and nobody's given me a sponsorship yet. So maybe when that comes, I'll get a little bit more serious. But I love the atmosphere of pickleball. I love the antics at pickleball. I love the laughs at pickleball because boy, oh boy, do I laugh on that court. And I have the best time. And I love the camaraderie I've established with these core women that I play with. Though I play with a lot of other people too, but I just have a great time playing pickleball. It's the only sport I've ever played. I never played any sport growing up. I did play tennis a little bit when I was younger, but nothing on a team or anything. So playing pickleball right now has just been fantastic. Now, as for politics, I have a picture of myself when I'm 6 years old in a bikini. Might be the only and last time I wore a bikini. In Miami Beach, reading the newspaper at 6 years old. Yeah, that's how much I love politics. As soon as I could read, I was reading the newspaper every day. Well, that is until the newspaper became irrelevant, right? Like it is now. And not only was I into politics at a very early age, but by the time I was 9 years old in the summer, before my parents went to work in the morning, they'd leave a quarter for me. And once I got up, I'd get on my bike and drive maybe about 1.5 miles to the corner store and pick up a newspaper. And I'd get the Boston Globe, I'd drive home. I would make a pot of coffee. Don't ask me why my mother allowed me to make a pot of coffee percolated, It wasn't percolated, it was the drip machine. And sit there and read the paper. But she did. Of course, she wasn't home. She was working. But besides that, they knew what I was doing. And I would take that Boston Globe and I would read it from cover to cover, from the front page to the back page. Man, I just loved reading the Boston Globe in the summertime with a whole pot of coffee. So I started in this political stuff really, really early in life. At 12 years old, I would go on Fridays to school with a whole list of current affairs written down and everything I'd read during the week, because my sixth grade teacher was Miss O'Grady, and she would have current affairs every afternoon, not every afternoon, on every Friday afternoon, I should say, the last period of the day, and we'd be able to bring up current affairs. Well, there's only one problem. Me, Miss Heidi, in the front row, waving my hand like crazy every single Friday at about 2 o'clock. The school got out at 2:45, and I wanted to talk about what had interested me in that week. And so I'd bring in that day my whole list of all the topics, and it would just be me and Miss O'Grady. And she was a 70s hardcore feminist. Really, she was a feminist at the time and a Democrat, and didn't hide it in any way, shape, or form. And even at 12 years old, I already knew my politics, because I have been a lifetime conservative. And I would be there arguing with her about the virtues of Richard Nixon. So even when he was getting impeached, well, he didn't get impeached. That's something people don't realize. He didn't get impeached. When he was being investigated for Watergate and the Watergate hearings were going on, etc., before he resigned, before he was impeached, I was all into that politics stuff. Man, oh man, did I love it. Then I went to my first political rally when I was 18 years old, and it was Ronald Reagan. And I'll tell you, I already had the seedlings of being a lifetime conservative, and boy, he really fertilized my beliefs. And to this day, the first person I voted for was Ronald Reagan, and to this day, I will forever, forever, forever be proud of that vote. It was a beautiful, great vote as far as I'm concerned, because I've voted for some real losers as far as I'm concerned. McCain. Anyways, there are some people I regret voting for, and he's one of them. So I'm a Ronald Reagan, grew up on Ronald Reagan, loved Ronald Reagan, listened to Rush Limbaugh from probably the first 2 weeks he was on, listened to him nonstop every single day, 12 to 3. It was the best, the best, the best. Loved him. He helped form my opinions too. I am a lifetime conservative. I like to say I'm a common sense conservative, because I think so much of my beliefs are just common sense. I think so much going on is just because people have lost their minds and they've lost their sense, and they aren't able to really process, what makes sense in life. So I like to consider my conservatism as common sense conservatism. It is what I believe. But I'm a very open person. I'm a very open person. I can talk to anyone about anything. And that's half the reason I wanted to start this podcast, because I want to have a dialogue. I grew up watching Evans and Novak. And even when they left and it was Pat Buchanan and Ralph Nader, I would listen to them go back and forth, left, right. And they were able to have civil discourse. And I think we're completely missing that today. It's always personal attacks on both sides. I mean, we've seen the memes about Donald Trump. We've seen the memes about Nancy Pelosi. We're both attacking each other and nobody's listening to each other. And I would love to get back to civil civil disagreements and conversations, and maybe we can find some solutions instead of just arguing with each other and putting each other down and just filling up space and filling up air. And I have no desire to do that. I want solutions. We need to get this country back on track. I really, really think we are just descending into the pits of all sorts of economic, social, political, hell. I don't know other word to come up with right now. I want to tell you I don't have notes. Okay? I have no notes. I'm going to come on here each time I come, and I'd like to be here 3 to 4 times a week. More if I've got more to say, because sometimes I could probably do it 3 or 4 times a day, right? But I have no notes at all. So if we take a left turn somewhere and we never get back on track, I don't know, maybe we'll pick it up on the next episode. Maybe I'll have to go through every episode and say, oh, I forgot to make the point on that. But I have no notes. I'm just going to wing it. I have an idea what I'm going to talk about. Like today I said, okay, I'm going to introduce myself so you know why I play pickleball and why I'm into politics and what I'm all about. So I do hope you will join me on every episode. So at the beginning of every episode, I want to talk about pickleball a little bit, about what my pickleball game was this week, what I'm lacking, if I did good, if I did bad, and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll venture into politics of what's really annoying me that day. You're not coming to me for the news, but I'm going to give you my opinion of the news and what they're trying to make us see is going on, what they're trying to hide what is going on. I mean, so much of mainstream media is just one big psychological operation. So hopefully we can have a nice conversation. I want you to contact me. You can reach me on Getter at Pickleball and Politics. You can reach me on Instagram at Pickleball and Politics. And you can reach me on Twitter at Pickle and Paul. Okay? And I want you to tell me what you're thinking. If you have suggestions for an episode, if I ask you questions, tell me what you think. We're going to evolve in this together. I'm not sure quite where it's going to lead, but I am sure excited about the journey and the road we're going to travel on. And I hope you join me each and every episode. I like to say, you don't have to love me and you don't have to hate me. No, you don't have to love me. And even if you hate me, you can still join me and we can still talk, because I really like everybody until I don't. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me on my first episode of Pickleball and Politics. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, like I said, leave me a message. I want to hear from you. Leave a comment. Tell me I'm terrible. Tell me I'm great. I really don't care. So this is going to be a work in progress. And like I said, I can't wait to see where this journey takes us and me. All right. It was great saying hi to you. And until next time, happy pickling. Oh, I forgot to mention, at the end of every episode, we are going to do the dink of the day. And so since this is my first episode, I have to have a dink of the day. I would say the dink of the day is me. Might as well start at the beginning, right? The dink of the day is me, for 1, not having notes, 2, not editing this, 3, putting it out there with no real script, because I probably should have an idea of what I'm going to say, but I'm just going to wing it until I don't, I guess. So the dink of the day, the first dink is me, okay? And the next dink will be good. I promise you. It won't be me. It will be somebody else you know. So until next time, thank you for joining me. Again, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And I will see you on the next episode of Pickleball in Politics, where I combine my quest to stay out of the kitchen with my passion for politics. Bye now.